Welcome to my Off-Grid Adventures. I'm Frank and I'm glad you're here with me today. In this video I'm going to share some new drone footage from my DJI Mini 4 Pro drone taken over Memorial Day weekend. Since I'm still new to drone piloting, I was quite a bit nervous flying this over water, especially when we were moving at the speed of our pontoon boat. I bought the DJI Care Refresh insurance plan just in case it gets damaged or flies away or gets lost, but I still don't want to use it if I can help it. While I share this footage, I want to share something personal that also directly ties in to the perspective that we have of our 60-acre off-grid Michigan property, and I hope it's encouraging and a little bit challenging to you as well. When I was a teenager in the late 80s and early 90s, this lake was my favorite place on the planet. And it wasn't because of all the fish we'd catch or the hot girls in pontoon boats across the lake. It was my favorite place because it gave me my first taste of youthful freedom. My aunt and uncle owned a trailer on this lake, and they were incredibly generous with it. There's a saying in my family, if one of us has a dollar, we've all got a dollar. Actually, my namesake, my grandpa Frank, was the one who coined that phrase, but since his passing, this phrase has been expanded to a number of other things. If one of us has a lake house, we all have a lake house. And in our case, if one of us has off-grid property, we all have off-grid property. I'm so grateful that generosity is a common trait in my extended family, and my aunt and uncle lead the way as two of the most generous people that I've ever known. My uncle passed away just over 2 years ago, and my aunt was recently given a devastating health diagnosis. So I thought this was a good time to give a bit of a tribute to my aunt and uncle as I also share with you this new drone footage over a lake. When I got my driver's license at 16, my aunt and uncle let me come to their trailer anytime I wanted, even if they weren't there, and they let me bring friends. I took them up on that offer by coming a lot with friends like Monty and Aaron, and cousins from the other side of my family. They should have revoked that invitation after I permanently wrecked their trailer. More about that in a minute. But first I want to talk about the great times that I had on this lake. When me and my friends would stay at this trailer on the lake alone, we got up early every morning to fish while the mist was still on the lake. Such a beautiful thing to do with your friends. We fished and swam and rode boats all day long. At dusk, we'd fish for bass in the lily pads using hula poppers and jitterbugs, and there's just nothing like seeing a bass jump out of the water in the dark to grab your bait as you reel it in. Every day ended with a bonfire on the beach while we had deep talks and caught catfish from the shore. Those memories with friends are priceless, and there are countless other memories that I have at this lake with cousins and second cousins and other family members who took my aunt and uncle up on their generous offer to share their property. Not only did they let us use their trailer, they let us use their boats. And there were many different boats that they let us use, including a motorboat, a rowboat, canoes, kayaks, pedal boats, and their pontoon boat. Though one day, after a mud fight with my cousins that resulted in their new pontoon boat being peppered with brown spots like it had been shot by a mud machine gun, my aunt made sure everyone who participated also joined in on cleaning it up. She reminds me of that to this day. But that was nothing compared to the time that me and two friends were staying there alone, and one morning after making breakfast, we poured a pound's worth of bacon grease down the kitchen sink drain. Their plumbing was never the same again. It permanently damaged it. For that reason and many others, they ended up replacing that trailer with a beautiful new home. Now you'd think that my stupid act of pouring bacon grease down their sink would cost me the privilege of ever being able to use this beautiful new home for sure, but no, they continued to invite me to use it, and they still do to this day. There is a cost though, and that is just the constant reminder that I wrecked their old trailer with that bacon grease. I have to hear that every single time. Even over Memorial Day weekend, I heard that story once again. There aren't very many people that are this generous with the things that they love this much. They love their lake house, but yet they let us use it. They let many others use it. My uncle was unique, and my aunt is too. They helped my dad through college. They helped me and my sister through college by sending us money every month. They've taken in family members to live with them whenever it's been needed. I know it's a cliche, but they would give you the shirt off their back, and not just to family, to anyone. My uncle was a career Democrat politician, and he lived out the principles of liberal generosity in the most authentic way. My aunt is an amazing example of generosity and strength. She's one of the strongest women that I know, fiercely independent and outspoken, but she's also one of the warmest people I know. Her smirk, her smile, and her hugs can disarm just about any foul mood. While visiting her on Memorial Day weekend, she said that my off-grid property is similar to her lake house in that we're sharing it with family and friends. We've only owned it for 2 years, but that's always been our desire. The previous owner of this property was generous. He let us use it for free for over 15 years, and we want to keep that going. We want these 60 acres to be nostalgic and full of special memories for us and our kids and our grandkids and our family and our friends. Generosity is a beautiful thing, and we're grateful to God to be able to own something so wonderful and special that other people can enjoy. There's a verse that says, "Whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming down to us from God our Father, who created all the lights in the heavens." Our property is certainly one of those good and perfect gifts that we've been given from God, and we don't take it for granted. We appreciate it, and we're grateful for it, and we love to share it with others. There's another verse that says, "The generous will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed." I believe that that verse is true, and I've seen it in my life and in my aunt's. Her generosity has come back to bless her with the love and respect that she's received from all those to whom she has been generous. I love you, Aunt Gail. Thank you for giving me so many special memories at your lake house. Thank you for being generous to me my whole life. Ever since I was a kid, you've made me call you my favorite aunt. But you are, and I love you, and I'm praying for you. To the rest of you, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Try to be generous to someone today, and we'll see you next time.